Okay, I'm going to do a little Celtic Cross with a mini deck. This is the Gothic Tarot by Alex Yakovlev and Karen Mahoney. I haven't used this deck yet. This has the most beautiful strength card, and that's why I bought it. They had the regular size, but I bought the mini because I wanted to save myself some money. And then, which was good. You know, it's always good to save some money. We do a Celtic Cross, if these animals behave. So, I was watching Vincent P. I can't remember, Pizzici. His link is on my website. He's been reading tarots for 50 years, I think. He started when he was a teenager, a young man. And he has wonderful books. I read all his books. And I watch his channel. And he's terrific. Especially, you know, no matter, I think, what level you're at, you'd appreciate him. But especially for beginners. He's very thoughtful with his videos. You know, he's just very helpful. So we're going to read with this deck, do my first Celtic Cross. I did a Celtic Cross, I think, once, and I was just like, it was too much, because I didn't really know the cards. I know the cards a lot better now, so I'm hoping that I'll have a better job of it. And I just watched Vincent's video. He has two recent ones about the Celtic Cross, so we're going to do the Celtic Cross for a couple reasons. One reason is I wanted to try my new deck, the Gothic Tarot, which is adorable. And then I also have started a new project. I want to see how that's going to go. I'm thinking, like, yeah, I want to learn about that project if it is a good idea. The project is a combination of a book and my artwork and my writing. So it's a very unusual book that I want to get done by April. And I've already done the stories or the narratives with it. Now I'm just doing the artwork. I have no idea how it's going to go. So I'm just wondering if I'm like sort of on the right track or if I'm really wasting my time. I'm retired. I can waste time. That's not a big deal. So we're going to do this. We are going to do this. I know he likes to split his cards 3 ways, which I actually do as well. And turn them over. 5 of Wands, the Chariot, and the 9 of Wands. And these are all great cards for a creative pursuit. I don't even know. I could take any one of these and be happy. Let's go with the Chariot. Chariot, because it's a major arcana. It's moving forward. So we'll start with the Chariot. We'll put these out of play here. So we're going to start with the Chariot. I want to know how my new project's going to go. So that's the first card, and it shows that I'm raring to go. I got it. We're all raring to go. And then this also is sort of modifies or complements the first card, which is the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is a new endeavor. So I'm raring to go on a new endeavor. Nailed it. So far, so good. Okay, now this third one is what's currently happening, but we're not going to get into that yet. On top is the Empress. Oh my God. So the Empress is, you know, fertility, newness, contentment, enveloping, another great card. So far, moving forward, we have starting out a new passion, and I have the interest to pursue this. I have the drive because it's a fertility card. So that's a wonderful card as well. And then below this, we have the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords is, let's see. Well, I should just say what the 5 of Swords is. The 5 of Swords, now I'm trying to think. Fives are changes, and swords are intellectual pursuits. So this is changes in my thinking. I've been reading a little bit more with numerology than I have been with Rider-Waite. In the Rider-Waite, the Five of Swords is where someone is carrying the swords off. Someone's like, is that where they're stealing the swords? They're doing something with the swords. But it is change. It's a change card, and it's swords are communication or intellectual pursuits. So that's something that what I'm trying to do. Okay. Over here is my past, the devil. So devils are passion. They're like not passion. Well, they are passions, but it's kind of like you know. This is supposed to be an asset card, but the devil may not be an asset. It may be a liability in this case because it's not a very positive card. It can be a positive card, I guess, if you look at it a certain way. Any card can be positive or negative. The devil card is where you're have an addiction of some kind, or you're drawn to something that may not be in your best interest. So that is where my past has been, maybe. That's in a previous past experience. That could be an asset or could be a liability. I can understand this card. We'll talk about it more as we read the cards. Then we have the sixth position. That's the opportunity that's coming up, and that's a judgment card. That could, be approval by others. So that could be a good thing. Judgment for me, in the traditional sense, I read it more as like forgiveness. And then we have our 7 card, and this is it qualifies the question. It's the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is higher in the hierarchy of the Cup suit, which is the emotional suit, the intuitive suit, the inspirational suit, intuitive suit. And so that's a good thing to have in this pursuit. Then we have the timing, which would be the Knight of Wands, moving forward again. This is not a standing still, but knights are charging forth. And that's, again, a Wands card, which is inspiration, creativity. Then we have the 6 of Wands. And the 6 of Wands is a celebration card. And it's also a purpose card in the reading of the Celtic Cross. And then we have the outcome is the Hanged Man, which, of course, is a new perspective. Okay, so talked a little bit about the cards, and now we're going to think about the question: how will this new pursuit, this new thing that I'm doing, how will this work out? So I kind of went through it by just kind of describing each of the individual cards. Now the next thing I want to do is kind of look at what I have here as far as major arcana. I have the Empress, which is what's currently happening. I am really, at this point, very interested in this project that I'm involved with. And I've been painting a lot, and very excited. And it all started in January. I had this idea of bringing these two disparate things together, and I'm very interested in it and very excited about it. So that does show that to me that I'm with the Empress card, which is a strong energy. And your major arcanas are going to be a strong energy. So I have a major arcana here. I have a major arcana here with the question moving forward. I have a major arcana here with the Devil. And I have a major arcana with the Hanged Man. So I have 4 major arcanas, which I think is kind of a lot, and they're all very different. They're all different. They're all this is a really, really positive card. The Chariot is a movement card. I think it's a good card. It shows movement. The Devil card and the Hangman is a difference of perspective, looking at things in a different way, seeing things from a different way. Maybe things turning out more differently than I expected. Maybe it'll turn out even better than I expected. Maybe it'll turn out worse. But I'm usually not. Usually when my expectations aren't really that high. I've been doing this stuff for too long to have high expectations. The Devil's an interesting card. So that's kind of my past. And I think that's, maybe some procrastination involved here. Maybe a past experience of like, oh, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to commit to this. I'll do the best I can. But a lot of times my enthusiasm holds me to finish the project, which is great. But then it doesn't, usually the project, I get bad reviews or I don't get reviews or things happen. People don't seem to read anything or do anything, see anything that I have. But I've gotten used to it. I don't really have, my expectations are not huge. And I think that's also my age, I want to do things to do things. I do things because out of curiosity. I do things just to do them. So what I get back is not what I'm driving for. So my expectations are never, will I, make a lot of money? Will I become famous? Will I, any of that stuff? That's not something that I think about, certainly. I don't think I ever really thought much about that. Although I do like selling things. I do like making money. But, I don't really have to make a lot of money. Because luckily I'm retired and I have a retirement. Okay, so I have, they're all in some critical positions though. The Empress up here is a very critical position. And I do see that, I want to see this as the overall energy for this whole spread, which is a very positive energy. Very fruitful, a very supportive energy. I do see this as in the past where I was probably, question my own ability or, the same negative thinking we all have in our lives. That can be an addiction where your mind is telling you, you're not smart enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not good enough. Who do you think you are? I've suffered from that. Like we all have. That's nothing new. The Chariot card is interesting. I very rarely pull the Chariot, and that shows. I pulled it when it came up when I picked my card, and it was the Chariot. So that is moving forward, and I am certainly moving forward at this point in time. So we have 4 major arcana. We have 5 major arcana. I missed this one, the Judgment card. The Judgment card's another wonderful card where that's where you're being judged by yourself, or you're being judged by others, or you're being judged by some higher level. And I think that's a good card. I'm pleased with the Judgment card. So so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana. So that's a lot of major arcanas in a spread. So there's a lot of energy in this spread. A lot of actually positive energy. A lot of fertility. A lot of moving forward. Good things will be judged, well whenever I do this. I will get a new perspective, and then I just have to do with my internal demons of, not being good enough. So I got that covered. The next thing I look at is, what do I have as far as the suits? And I don't know if I shuffle these well enough. It seemed like I have shuffled them well enough. I have a lot of wand energy. There's the Ace of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Knight of Wands. So there's 3 wands, and the wands are fire. The wands are inspiration. The wands are growth, especially with anything creative. It's the creative and inspiration and fire suit. So I start out with a new project, and there it is. It's right there. I'm starting gun-ho with a new project, which is exactly what I'm doing. And it shows that as I move forward, it seems like I'm going up the food chain here. I have a Knight of Wands, Six of Wands, so I'm getting even higher wands, more wand energy, which is the inspiration energy. Now we have the other cards we have are, we have 1 Cups card and 1 Swords card. We'll talk about positions in a minute. So the 5 of Swords is Geez, I can't remember what. Well, the Five of Swords is change, and change in communication, change in intellectual pursuits. So it's something that's changing with this project. What is changing? It's one of the first times. What makes it different this time is it's the first time I'm bringing my artwork with my writing on a significant level. So I expect to have like it's going to be 40 paintings, and then 40 short pieces of writing, and it's going to be a minimum of 40 to 50. So I've never done that before, so that's the change. That's the thing that's different about it, and it is a communication card and an intellectual card. So I see that something that is my immediate goal, which is this the immediate goal position, and then over here we have the Nine of Cups, and this is how I see the question. Now the Nine of Cups is interesting. It's something that you love, and it's at a high level. It's not, it's not the ones or twos or threes. It's at the 9, almost completion at the 10. So it's attaining something that I have a passion for. It's a new passion, and I'm moving forward with great gusto. So the Nine of Cups is what I'm loving, and I am loving doing both things. It's going to be a humor book, and it's my first humor book. So it's a humor book tied in with my artwork, tied in with the humor part. So it's very exciting, and I like it because everything is fun about it. The writing is fun about it, and the pictures are fun about it. They're also fun to do. So I'm very excited about that. And so together we have a lot of wand energy, we have a lot of major arcana energy, and then we have these two things here. These cups, which refers to these two cards. How I see the question, which I'm very interested in the question. I'm very wedded to the question. I love what I'm doing. And we have the Five of the Swords, which is my immediate goal, which is, well, actually getting down to doing the work and making changes how I work and what I do. I have never done this before, so it's definitely something new. I have written books and I have painted pictures. It's the first time I'm bringing it all together, so it's very exciting. And so that shows that change there. Now let's see, what else can I say about this? It looks pretty positive. Oh, look at this card, Six of Hearts, Six of Cups, adorable. So I think now that I've looked at this kind of the spreads, I look at generally what we have. I looked at what's major and what's minor. I looked at the minor suits. It's mostly wand energy, which is, of course, apropos, as they say. And so what does this tell me? What does this tell me? It tells me that I have this desire. The question is I want to move forward, and I'm wanting to move forward on a new project, which this totally says right there. And how do I feel about it? I'm very excited about it. I love this idea of bringing both my artwork and my writing together. So I'm very excited about this. The overarching, what's currently happening is my passion for it. I'm very excited about the project. I get up every day. I'm thinking about it. I'm doing my artwork and, tweaking. I'm editing the writing part. And I'm very excited about it. So I'm very gung-ho. And it's leading me to look at things in a new way, ask more questions about it, seeing, fine-tuning everything. At first I was just doing pictures, paintings, little watercolor paintings. And now I realize I want to develop a style with the watercolor paintings, not just any kind of water, just not anything. But I want to develop my own style as I paint these pictures, and so that's my challenge, and I'm definitely feeling that challenge. I'm just definitely with my editing. This is where an editing card. So I am editing, and I'm editing this project. So I am doing that. In the back was, my negative thinking, about myself, my ability to do this. Will I make a fool out of myself? At my age, I don't worry about that anymore, thank God. So, it has been in the past, but I've taken on so many things over the years, tried so many things, and I think I've sort of overcome that. So could this be a different kind of addiction or a different kind of problem that could be affecting me with the devil? Something that's going to take me off my project? Maybe that's what I have to be concerned about. Something that will draw me away from doing this project. I can't think of anything right now. My car isn't starting this morning, so maybe that's going to draw me off my game. It won't draw me off my game. Anyways, and then the short-term future is judgment, is approval, hopefully from people that will like it. I have the project that I have now. People have seen parts of it, not the whole thing together. They've seen the paintings, they've seen the narrative, and I have gotten positive feedback. No one's gotten the whole entire piece together. That's not going to be ready for another couple months. But anyways, so far the judgment for my short-term project, for the smaller pieces of this project, have been very favorable. So that's good. So we covered that. That's all good. And then this refers to this. The Knight of Wands is the timing. I have a time of April 1st to get this done. That seems to fit with the Knights. The Knights are moving forward, and he's not moving very fast. He's not on a horse, but I think it's a reason the horse is over here. So he's taking his time. But I think April 1st is a reasonable amount of time to do this project. So I'm excited about that. The Six of Wands. Now, the Six of Wands is the purpose, the big picture. The big picture has always been the same. It's always like pursuing my interests, feeding my creativity, and celebrate, just being happy. Because I see a very strong link between creativity and spirituality. I think those two are intricately meshed together. So this is always my purpose, is to pursue creative interests to then get in touch with my spirituality. So, and then the Hangman is the final outcome. The Hangman is, a different perspective, looking at things from a different perspective. And I don't know what that perspective is, a different perspective. It'll be the first time that I've actually put all of these aspects of writing and art together. And I'll see where that goes. And apparently it will give me a new perspective. And I think that's probably a good thing. I think once I'm finished with the project, it'll be time for me to just chill out and enjoy the fruits of my labor. I'll just be chilling out here upside down. Won't be any place for me to go. Hey, I could be using my paintbrush for this, like classroom. Anyways, I think this is a very positive outcome, a very positive Celtic Cross. First one I've done. I like it. I love this deck. I want to thank Vincent for showing me how to do this. I have my notes over here. They're like all over the place. And so I'm going to do this a few more times. I got to come up with some different questions. But I do like this. It's kind of weird how this and these two things really were the nail on the head. And this was a really nice thing to see, this Empress on top. Everything actually was really nice. Everything is very positive. I like it. Hey, have a great day.